Welcome, friends. LostScarf here, and it's time for us to watch movies again. So, remember when we watched all those Marvel movies? Well, the end of the third trilogy of Star Wars, and I guess the end of an era in a way, is coming at the end of this year. So, why not watch all the Star Wars movies as lead up to it, right? Why not? So, hold on. I need to establish street cred. Hold on. There we go. All right, there you go. I have a glowy stick. It makes a noise. I don't know if you can hear it. It makes a noise. Make the noise, dang it. There we go. Okay. And I also have a BB-8 in the background. Right there. Right there. That was the Easter egg. I just pointed out for you because no one's going to get it, just like Star Wars movies. So, we're going to watch The Phantom Menace, and we're going to see all the other movies. And we'll rank them as a list like we did with Marvel. It's going to be interesting to see how that all shakes out and who hates us, who doesn't. Because I feel like Star Wars nerds are a lot worse than Marvel nerds. Oh my god. So that's going to be fun. And I'll have this the whole time to defend myself from all of you. So, what do I remember the movie? So, we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to watch the movie, and then we're going to say what we think after seeing the movie. It's the Trade Federation, and then the cool open with the Jedi, and then they go to Naboo, and then they meet Jar Jar, and everyone hates Jar Jar. And then we meet the Gungan General, Boss Nass. Boss Nass is such a cool name, by the way. Like, that's a good name. And then they meet Queen Amidala. Then they get conquered. And then they go to Tatooine, because this planet's very important. And then they got to repair their ship. And then we get, this is pod racing. And Watto, which is extremely Jewy. Like, that was, George Lucas, what are you doing? This is such a racial movie when you think about it. Because the Trade Federation. And in the second movie, with the Friends of the Trade Federation, wow, it's a very racial movie when you think about it. Digress. Then they win the pod race. Then they go to Coruscant, where it's a really buttery planet, just butter everywhere. Then they get the okay to take their planet back, and then we get like 4 things at once. We get Queen Amidala taking her place back. Jar Jar Binks on the ground level with his Gungans fighting. We get Anakin up in space fighting. He's not even supposed to be there. And then we get duels of the Fates, which is the best part, of course. It's the only part anyone cares about in this whole dang movie. And George Lucas, just remembering, he's like, I think I did too much there. Yeah, you did. And then they have a Festival of Lights at the end of the movie. So, that's everything. That's the whole movie. We're done. Okay, don't need to see it. When I was a kid, like, we were 12, 13 years old watching this movie. I think it was fine. Back then. This is really messing with the lighting. I think it was fine watching it back then. I watched every movie in the theaters except for the original trilogy, because of course. I think it was fine. I saw it with my high school classmates. Same thing for 2 and 3. I think we liked it at the time. I don't think we complained about it because we weren't there yet. We didn't realize we were supposed to nerd rage at the moment. So, just had fun as a kid watching these movies. I know I enjoyed 2. I know the reason why I enjoyed 2. And then I remember just, what the hell is 3? So, it's going to be fun going through this with the first trilogy. With the prequel trilogy. I think because I have kindness in my heart, I will not hate it as much as I probably could. I think that's the thing, because I don't know. I know everyone hates it so much, like, maybe you should just give the movie a break. Oh my god, it made $1 billion. Okay, it doesn't get any breaks. I forgot to mention, it's a budget, $115 million to make, made $1 billion. Well done, George Lucas. I guess we'll see if we like it or hate it. I already know we're going to riff on it just watching it. I don't know, that might make it better, just because we do that. But just as a watching experience, I don't know. I really don't know if I'm going to like it or hate it. I'm not going to hate it. I might be bored of it. I think that's the worst thing that could happen is I'm just bored of it. The best thing the prequel ever gave to us was the droids. The droids are the best thing. I will die on that hill. They're the best part of the Clone Wars cartoon. They're the best part of these movies. Droids, bar none, are the best. George Lucas gets crap for kidifying everything. It's a treasure. The droids are a treasure. That's how I feel. They were the best part. They're the only good part of them. They're the best part, at least. There's some good stuff, because Duel of the Fates, of course, is pretty good. Yeah. It's all about the droids. So let's watch this movie, and God, I wish the Star Wars game from EA was great, because we would have made a whole droid clan and everything, but it sucked. So, see the movie! We're done. That should be enough. That should be enough. It should be enough. Okay, so movie over. That was just the perfect way to end that. Holy crap! Okay, gotta address some things. Okay, the CG. Some of it didn't look so bad. A lot of it didn't look so great. It's a weird thing for us, I feel, as new CG comes up. Like, this was amazing, then years later, like, wow, that CG wasn't great. I remember for the time, like, the CG looked fine. At this age, though, and how we've seen CG now, it just really stands out as not great. Also, you can just really tell when the green screen's in the background. And it just seems lifeless, don't it, because of that. It's a trip. Jar Jar deserves all the hate he gets, oh my god. But the actor doesn't. Like, it's so bad when you think about how petty people are. Like, the actor's doing his job. As a character for kids, he's doing fine. As a Jamaican character, he's doing fine. Look, I had some Jamaican friends when I was a kid. I understood damn well what Jar Jar Binks was saying. Jinx didn't understand a damn thing he was saying. Oh my god, like, Ahmed Best doesn't deserve the hate he gets, because he does a fine job doing Jar Jar Binks. It's a dang shame that people are just so dumb. It really is. The kid, something Lloyd, I can't remember, Jake Lloyd? Yeah, Jake Lloyd. The poor kid, like, it's a kid actor. Kid actors are terrible all the time. Not everyone is Dakota Fanning. Like, come on. Yippee! The 3 times on the script of this movie is the kid yelling yippee. Oh my god. Oh my god. Are you an angel? Are you an angel? Oh my god, man. Singing as an adult is amazing. You're not as critical when you're a child, thankfully. But seeing it now, it's like, oh, the writing in so many parts is not great. The presentation in so many parts is not great. There's good parts all over the place, but there's also not good parts all over the place. After Qui-Gon Jinn dies, it's a pretty visceral lightsaber battle between Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. It's pretty good. They're going at it pretty well. I like that. It's interesting just seeing this, knowing the later movies, when they fight all over the place, and then it happens again in 3, where they're fighting all over a freaking volcano. A volcano planet. And it's just crazy. And also just remembering that Obi-Wan did not have the high ground, proving that you don't need the high ground to win. I just want that conversation between Darth Maul and Darth Vader. I'm like, yeah, he had the high ground. You can't beat the high ground. Darth Maul, I'm like, I'm out. This conversation's over. Like, oh my god. Darth Maul has the win. He's just waiting. By the way, he does the smartest thing. Oh, enemies in front of a hole. Force push. Which is just so smart. And then he's like, I'm winning. I'll just wait until you lose your grip and fall to your death. I got nothing better to do. And he freaking jumps over. He's like, oh snap, he jumped over me and gets killed. The other thing is, doesn't even need the lightsaber. He could just jumped over and force pushed him as well. Like, that could have been the thing too, because he's in front of the hole. And it'd just be Darth Maul going like, oh, the irony, as he falls off to his doom. He had the win and he blew it. Like, couldn't he just go boop, force push down, just force dunk on him? Like, can he do that? Random thing. R2-D2 saves the ship with the shield and everything. And then the fake queen goes, Padme will clean the droid. It's like, are you flexing on the queen? Are you flexing on the queen right now? Is that what's happening? Because, oh snap. I assume it was just Padme's like, make me endearing to them, make me do the work or whatever. Just get me closer to them so I know what's going on. And just for constant going, the queen wouldn't like that. The queen wouldn't like that. I think Qui-Gon pretty much figures as like, oh yeah, that's the queen right there. I think he gets it. Because when the queen gets revealed, he just smiles like, yeah, I knew. By the way, Qui-Gon, I do what I want, Jin, that's his name. Like, the whole movie is just Qui-Gon going, bitch, I do what I want. That's the whole movie. They're like, no, you can't train the boy. And Qui-Gon just goes, bitch, I do what I want. Like, when it comes to training Anakin. And even when he's like, I can't train you, Anakin, but watch anyway. Because he's like, I'm going to have 2 apprentices anyway. Like, he's just rule-of-twoing this pretty strongly here. And it's interesting seeing the hints to Darth Sidious in the first movie. Like, there's just hints at points like, oh, okay, yeah, they hint to you that he's something more. And that he's got something going on. It's very interesting seeing that, because they're like, did we kill the apprentice or the master? And then the camera just lingers on Palpatine for a little bit. Like, oh, hey, alright, didn't notice that the first time. When I was 13 years old. Oh my god, there's so much, like, good things in this, and just so much bad in this, and a lot of it is Anakin Skywalker. Like, I'm not gonna short the boy because it's a boy, but the writing could have been something else with Anakin. Like, he could have just been around, or just did the pod race, and then he's no longer relevant for now. But he's in the ship, doesn't get killed somehow in the final battle, all over the place. What if a stray bullet took out Anakin? That would have been interesting. Like, whoa, he doesn't become Darth Vader. What the hell? Like, oh, a brave, bold new move by Lucas. Just new continuity here. He stupidly flies around, somehow doesn't get killed, takes out the head ship, which makes no sense because they had a dozen of these things earlier in the movie. How come taking out one ruins everything when it looks exactly the same as the others? There's a lot of things that make no sense, and it's so interesting how nobody calls Lucas on it, because everyone's afraid to. It's just crazy. It's so crazy. He doesn't deserve the hate it gets. He got a lot of the hate because of the hype behind it. I remember the hype when I was 13. I remember how crazy it was. How much people were looking forward to this movie. Just everything about it. I remember the hype. And I'm just 13. This is going to be my first Star Wars movie. And I just enjoyed it. Because, well, yeah, flashing lights and everything else. I enjoyed it for the most part. Now as an adult, I'm like, wow, that could have been a lot better. Like, there are things that could have been better. There's good stuff that could have been better. Is there anything else to talk about? Random fact. The little Rodian is Greedo, which is ridiculous. And the guy who dies, the in the pod race, who runs the stalagmite, the guy who just screams and dies, his family, after his death, lead to a bunch of regulations on pod racing. Like, his family does a bunch of legislation and stuff. It's amazing in the extended universe, all that. And just Metachlorians. Oh my god. Oh, we didn't need power levels. It's like, his power level. He's got over 9,000 Metachlorians. He's got too many. Oh my god, we did not need Metachlorians. Like, the prequelitis of this movie is kind of ridiculous. Oh, here's R2-D2. Here's C-3PO. Here's Metachlorians. By the way, Warwick Davis is like 2 random characters in this movie. He's just in there. It's always cool to see Warwick Davis. Like, he's just an Easter egg himself. Like, Warwick Davis is just the go-to guy. Freaking Greedo. Not Greedo. Freaking, Watto. Freaking Watto is ridiculous. This movie's so racist. It gets worse in 2. I don't remember how 3 goes, but it gets worse in 2. It was like, we're just doing caricatures, that's all. We're just doing caricatures. And it's so, like, lining it up. Like, Dooku's not a thing yet? Kinda? Like, in the 10 years, Dooku becomes the apprentice, I guess? Because the way it works is you've got Sidious and Maul, and Plagueis is actually alive during this movie, and then he gets killed before the movie ends. Because the canon is Plagueis was killed the night before Palpatine gets full Chancellor. So that's interesting. He's plotting all this stuff, and Plagueis is just doesn't suspect anything, which is trip. And then he gets Dooku in 10 years at some point. And then, of course, Clone Wars, Dooku's doing all this other stuff at the same time. It's kind of like trying to figure out Darth Sidious's plan is kind of a bit much as well. But as a movie, it's kind of amazing that somehow this movie just led to the start of a cinematic universe. Can you believe it? I can't. Oh my god. I couldn't keep that going too long. Wow. This was the prequel. This was the first one. Like, obviously not the first movies for, but this was the start of the prequel trilogy. This was the follow-up to a trilogy that was so huge to so many people, and it was going to be the trilogy for a new generation. Just like the newest trilogies for another generation. It's a trip. It really is. And I still can't believe people think this trilogy is so great. I don't know. But enough. If you like the movie, good for you. Honestly, good for you. Really. Rankings. So right now, ranking is episode 1 is number 1 on the list. Yeah, good for you, episode 1. Ain't gonna last long. Oh my god. I hope y'all follow along and watch the movies along with us. This should be kind of fun. Like, what do you think of the first movie? Let us know in the comments. Because I like talking about this stuff. I don't just do this for fun. Wait, I do this for fun, but I don't... What's the word I'm looking for here? I don't just do this to shout into the universe. I like when you guys talk about this stuff. It's fun to see what you guys think. And if any of you like the prequel trilogy, wow. I'm trying so hard not to judge you guys. I'm really trying so hard. I'm holding a lightsaber here after all. But wow, a blue shirt, this works. That is the first one. Next one, of course, be episode 2. And we'll see what we think of the Clone Wars. Oh, no, Attack of the Clones. Is Attack of the Clones or Clone Wars? It's Attack of the Clones, isn't it? I remember people crapping on that title. I don't remember. It's a weird title. Alright, so there you go. That right there is the first one. I have fun. Hope you have fun watching. That's what's up, Bazin. Having fun. Thanks, come by. And see you next time.